Hi everyone, I just wanted to come in here and do a quick update on where I've been and what's been going on. So I know I've not posted any music related things for a while, that's because I've been quite unwell, but I'm not really sure what I really want to do now with this YouTube thing because yeah, I just don't really know. But I thought I'd just give you a quick update on how I am after the last one, which I think may have worried a few people because I was quite upset. So yeah, I've been out. I've not had any like hospital trips since February, which I am quite proud of actually. I'd say at the moment I'm fairly stable, I guess. My medication is helping me a lot at the moment. I'm on sertraline, 150 milligrams of that a day, which is my antidepressant tablet. And then I'm also on lamotrigine, which is like my mood stabilizer for my bipolar. So I take 100 milligrams a day, but I split it up into 250 milligram doses twice a day. So yeah, that has the potential to be increased as well if needed, but it seems to be working, the lamotrigine. So yeah, the diagnoses that I got were autism, bipolar with more depressive episodes, but I can go manic as well. Kind of know when I'm manic because I get a bit like I want to do everything. I feel like I'm on top of the world kind of thing, which I was a bit like last year actually. I'd say I'm fairly like on like a steady path at the moment, which is the one that I want to stay down. So yeah, that's basically medication wise. I also have PRN, which is like you take it when required, and I have lorazepam as PRN. Actually haven't really needed much of that. I have it maybe like once every couple of weeks or so. It depends how I'm feeling. But I try not to take it that often because you can get addicted to it because it's a benzodiazepine, which means you can get addicted to lorazepam if you take it too much. So yeah, just depends how I am and whether or not I'm having like a meltdown or something. So yeah, but I'm getting there slowly but surely. Still don't quite know what I'm going to do about like work and things at the moment. Like, because of all the medication, I get very tired easily, so getting up anytime before 9 o'clock at the moment is like inexistent. I'm meant to be going back in like April after Easter, but we'll see how that goes. Not holding any promises yet on what I'm going to be doing, just because I just genuinely don't know. Might go back, might not go back. I'm not sure whether or not I can handle like the stress and the fatigue whilst I'm working, because I'm just tired all the time at the moment, which is not great. Don't know, maybe having a routine might help again, but yeah, I'm just gonna play it by ear. I've started DBT, which is dialectical behavioural therapy. So I've had two pre-treatment appointments, and I've got two more of those, and then I'm starting group therapy for DBT and individual therapy, which I'm not too sure when that will be. I think it's properly starting in May, so not long to wait. Yeah, I want to see how that goes. So I don't have like a full diagnosis of borderline personality disorder or emotionally unstable personality disorder. That's what it's called now. But so I don't have a full diagnosis of it, but I do have traits of it. And I think that is the best therapy for me, because rather than just like kind of talking about what you've been through, which I've done endless amounts of times, it kind of focuses on how you can like change it and move forward. So that's why I'm doing DBT, and it, like EUPD and autism are very similar. So like the traits of either can like cross over, so they just think it's the best therapy because I've got traits of EUPD, I've got bipolar and autism alongside type 1 diabetes, asthma, etc, etc. Not great, but hey ho, what can you do? So yeah, that's basically mental health update. But yeah, I'd say I'm doing all right. Like I do struggle on a daily basis, but I think I'm on the right path. I think anyway. It's just when I have meltdowns, when like I think it's when like the meds kind of like stop working, and then I mean if I didn't take my medication within 3 days I'd probably just relapse completely. So it's like I've got like basically like the drugs that I'm on are like keeping me stable at the moment. If it wasn't for the drugs I wouldn't be stable. So yeah, so yeah, that's an update. Career wise, I'm not 100% sure what I want to do. So I've just had my confirmation that I've got my master's degree with distinction, which is the highest mark that you can get. That's in education and English. So yeah, pretty decent subject. I've also been accepted at Liverpool University to do a PhD in English, and my specialism or my theme is like interdisciplinary. So I'll be looking at literature and mental health. I don't really want to kind of say too much about my study yet because I don't really want to like steal it, but yeah, so that's exciting. That would start in September. Career wise, I'm not quite sure because my main degree is in primary teaching. I'm a qualified teacher, but I've not really taught for like years. I'd love to like go and have my own class of children again, but I don't think I could cope with it, to be honest. And I've still not finished my NQT year, which is your newly qualified teacher year. I've still got like a few terms left of that to do, so yeah, I think it would be a lot harder. And because obviously I've been out of it for years and I've got baggage as well as to why I've been out of it, I don't really think schools would want me. So I think I'm just going to have to brush under the carpet, like teaching, and use my therapy to help me move on. I hated my final teaching placement, to be honest with you. It was horrendous. Yeah, so maybe it wasn't for me at all, but like it's disappointing because I spent like hours of a weekend during placement. I would come home, well, okay, so on placement I would get up about 5 o'clock every morning, be in school by 7 o'clock every morning, leaving the schools at 6, coming home, marking books, like making resources. Like literally I used to spend a fortune out of my student loan from like just because I would be like buying resources and making things for the children. Not really worth it. I've got loads of files, like planning files from placement 1, 2 and 3, all in my cupboards. I do want to do a room tour at some point as well on here because I've recently like changed all the layout of my room and I'm so happy with it. So yeah, I'm hopefully going to do that soon. But yeah, I just think maybe teaching just isn't for me, and maybe just being called Miss is just something I'm going to have to write off now. I did it and yeah, disappointing, but I'm still young, like I can still maybe change careers. It's kind of like to actually be like a healthcare assistant or like support worker or like peer support in mental health. I know North West Boroughs, which is kind of like the mental health like NHS trust that I'm under. They do like peer support work for people that have been through like the system themselves to like help other people. I think I'll have to wait until I'm a bit more stable, because I think if I was like going on a ward like at the moment kind of working with people that are similar to me, I think I'd get too triggered. But maybe like in the next year or so when I'm more stable, I would love to kind of do that, because I think there's so much there's a lot of people would assume that when you go to be an inpatient as a mental health, like you're crazy, and actually it's not like that. It's not like that at all. Hospital, like I don't like advocate going to hospital unless you really need to, because you can like kind of get dependent on it. But I think when I was in hospital, it kept me safe, it kept me alive, and that's kind of its purpose. It's to keep people safe and to like help them to kind of get the support that they need, and like kind of find out exactly like what is actually going on for them as well. So yeah, that's what I'd say. But I'd love to like kind of go and help other people that are as low as I was, and yeah, that's just kind of something I'd like to do. So yeah, at least if I'm gonna go through a load of shit, excuse the language, but if I'm gonna go through it all, I may as well give something back and make a career out of it, because I think I'm never going to be a teacher again. I'm never going to step foot in a primary school again. I used to love, well, did I? I don't really know if I actually loved it. Like, I loved my degree, I loved the academic side, but I didn't really like placement, to be honest. Didn't like all the observations, I didn't like the stress of teaching, so maybe it wasn't for me, and I just kind of have to move on. Like, I've got the qualification, I've got a degree, I've now got a master's degree, and possibly I think I'm going to go and do a PhD as well, which I never would have thought. So yeah. But yeah, that's a little update. Congratulations if you made it to the end of this video. I know I can waffle for England. But yeah, I just thought I would do a little update and explain how I'm doing. And yeah, I recorded a piano cover yesterday, so I'll also upload that as well after I've uploaded this video. So yeah, bye.